and welcome to my channel. My name is Jola Shotibo and I'm your new best friend. Why is it that with every new year, people believe that they need to become a new person? Why do you need a new you? What's wrong with the old you? From January 1st, we jump on the bandwagon and the rat race and start to scream New Year, New Me. And then people set all sorts of ridiculous resolutions to make themselves into a completely different person, and they want to achieve this within 1 year. That used to be me, and what I do every year is just set a bunch of ridiculous goals. Ridiculous because they weren't even smart goals. And then the aim was to make myself a completely different person, and this would be physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'd want to learn Mandarin and French and Italian all in 1 year, and maybe read like 300 books. And I kept doing that, but I noticed that the only thing that happened every year was that I ended up exhausted, I was angry, and I felt bad because I never ever achieved those goals, and I thought there was something wrong with me. But as time passed, I started to figure out that the problem was with the goals and not with me, and I didn't need to become a new person. I just needed to become more like the real me. So you don't need a new you need to become more and more like the real you. And how do I mean? There's a person that you envision when you are at your happiest, when you're listening to inspirational music, when you're daydreaming, somebody that you envision in your spirit's eye. And that person just makes you feel alive. I see that person. I know who that person is. Whenever I'm listening to music or whenever I'm praying, I just catch an image of myself at my highest and truest. And that image is what inspires me now. That's who I'm trying to become. And that girl does not need to read 300 books. She needs to read one book and actually apply it into her life. She needs to really live intentionally and live life on her own terms. And so these days, I don't set ridiculous goals. I don't make ridiculous New Year resolutions that want to make me a new person. I just decide, how can I become more and more like the girl I see when I dream? How can I become more and more like that girl who inspires me? And so I just want to challenge you that this year, don't just join the rat race and try to become a new you and try to compete with other people and look at what they're doing and try to become somebody new, because you don't need a new you. What you need to do is to sit down in a quiet place, put on some music that inspires you, and allow yourself to imagine who you are at your truest and highest and most authentic self. That's the person you are outside of cultural values, outside of tradition, outside of what your family tells you need to be. That's the person you would be if you didn't need to live your parents' dreams. It's the person you would be if you had no reason whatsoever to be afraid to express your true self. Now, envision that person. Who is that person? What are they like? What does that person wear? How do they act? Do they work out? Where do they work? What kind of career do they have? That's the person. That you is the person that you need to aim towards, because that you is your highest expression. And it's when you become that person and when you continue working towards becoming that person, because it's a journey, it's something you always need to evolve, you always need to grow towards that person. But don't look outside of you to set goals. Don't look outside of you to set resolutions. Don't look outside of you to believe that you need to become a new person. Look within you and tap into that vision of who you are, the real you, and keep working to become the real you. What do you need to do on a daily basis to figure out, how can I become this person? The person that I am, the person that I see. She's very friendly, she laughs a lot, she dances a lot, she sings a lot. Now, ordinarily, I say I'm an introvert and I don't do things like that. But I keep asking myself, and every year that passes, I drop one layer after another until I unveil that person, because she makes me happy. That's who I want to be. So I'm just challenging you this year. Don't just set regular goals because that's what everybody else is doing. Tap into who you are at your core and work towards becoming that person, and you will live a beautiful life. Thank you.